Hello and welcome to today's exciting episode. We are having a coin magic debate. It is with me and Mr. Jeff Copeland. What's up, Jeff?
It's debate time. That's what's up. It's debate time.
Debate time.
Yes.
Let me put you in the hot seat over here.
Okay.
Because I'm about to roast you. No.
It's already begun, people.
I was like, I got my Tiger Tan ready.
Yeah.
I am ready. Okay.
You guys don't want to know what happened to Rick Holcomb. You don't want to know.
Well, let's check in on Rick. Rick, are you there?
Yeah. Looks like he's still there. You froze him, man. You didn't roast him.
No, we wanted to take a moment to say a little thing about Rick here, because Rick is hard at work preparing. You can imagine the Rocky movie. They're like massaging the shoulders. Because if you somehow missed it, we've been talking about it for a long time now, like a week now, everywhere. Tonight is the live lecture. Rick Holcomb's live lecture. It's at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, and there's still time to get your ticket, right?
We got tickets. We have tickets left now. I don't know how many. How many do we have? Is there a cutoff? No, we got tickets.
I'm not sure. It's a digital lecture, so there's still tickets left.
But we're limited to 8 billion tickets, people.
But the cutoff is when the lecture starts happening live, because that price for the recording is going to go up after the lecture. So
right.
The best price is right now, and we also have like a lecture package. So I'm going to put the link in the description of this video, and you can pick up everything before tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, there are a lot of firsts happening here. We've never done a live lecture. Bam. There's never in the history of the planet been a Dave live lecture. Caleb and Rick are going to knock this out, guys. I'm super excited. If you're familiar with the Copeland Coins Dave system, it's on our website. We are going to pull this off live, Dave live. We think this will be, well, we hope it'll be the greatest lecture experience ever, because it's got Rick Holcomb, and it's going to have all the notes and the details and the stuff. It's in the multiple camera angles. I'm tipping too much.
But speaking of live, this live stream is not a live stream. So we're live, you're alive, I'm alive. But this is going to be a little pre-recorded because it's crazy. We're like getting Rick pumped up for the live stream or the lecture later today. And so Jeff and I wanted to jump in and quickly talk about this topic of, does coin magic require a table or in the hands? I think it should be in the hands. And what do you think, Jeff?
I'm taking table.
Table. So we have a couple debate topics we want to talk about, and just to have a fun little conversation about which is best and which and what the advantages of both. All right. So the first thing I think we're going to talk about is, do you need a table to hide certain angles, certain things? I would say no. What would you go first? You go first.
Of course. I mean, the table it's naturally there. It's like the greatest weapon in your arsenal ever, to sit down like I'm sitting right now. Of course, you guys can't see the table here. I'll see if you got the nice table here. Got the coins. Just scroll down here. One of these days, I will have the fancy multi-camera angles go on here like Mr. Holcomb does. But that's the deal. I've got the table here at my disposal. I mean, all I have to do, Caleb, is half the work, because the table covers everything's halfway up, half the work. I'm done.
Half the work. Well, my argument for that would be, if you use your hands and their hands, it's almost like you have in other spectators' hands. You could have multiple tables by putting things in people's hands, right? You can guard those angles in different ways.
Yeah, but the table doesn't talk back. The table doesn't give me any sass. The table doesn't heckle. The table handles the truth. I can bring the hammer.
The table doesn't bring any sass. Now the table could be a little sticky or wet at the bar. Has been. I mean, this is a little bit of a, when you have the coin and you're trying to.
There's a simple solution to that, Caleb. Don't perform card magic. It's just simple solution.
No, I'm saying the coins.
The coins can handle water. The coins can
Yeah, but they
handle
get
it.
stuck on the table with the
And
bar
then
and the
my
water.
classic palm is better because next time they stick better.
Okay, this you I maybe you're winning this one, but I do I do want to point out that if you were gonna go in the hands, you can, there are specific, ways that you can make sure, just by turning your hands upward on like a
Oh,
vertical
yeah.
plane instead of a horizontal plane, you can still get these, these kind of palms in a way that, you don't need to have the table for certain things.
Yeah, I think it's all just about managing angles. And for those of you guys that are kind of like, what is Jeff talking about the table? The classic advantages of a table are there's lapping. And if you're familiar with this, Slidini, possibly one of the most famous magicians of all
One of my
time,
favorites.
most of the time he is performing on a table. Now he has some classic effects, paper balls over the head, where he's up away from the table. He's definitely performed everywhere. I wish I was a little more of a student of him, but he is notoriously known for his amazing misdirection and body language, and he focuses on the upper stuff and uses the table to help distract or to allow him to vanish coins very cleanly. And so that's what I'm talking about here. The table, I can use it as a shield, a giant shield that anything that goes below the table can vanish.
Mm, that's a good no, that's a fantastic point. And so I think incorporating both in your coin work, using the table and the advantages there, and using stand up so you can work on body turns and angles and other spectator shielding things. This is
Mhm.
all good for your repertoire and growth as a coin magician, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And naturally, it's natural to kind of practice at a table, right? You sit down, you relax. And so it's good to be familiar with the prop. Because remember, when you're performing, everything is a prop. And Caleb just mentioned there, when you're standing up, your spectators can become a table, they can become a shield. If you guys have ever studied my Traveler project, and that's if you're introduced to Copeland Coins in any way, it's usually the Traveler. There's a project in there called Brother Jeffrey's Micro Macro, and I use the spectators as shields, as if they are a vertical table. I will use them to turn so I can get a steal, get a body load off me, and it's great. It's a wonderful thing to do. So whether it's vertical or horizontal, look for ways to shield when you have to do difficult steals, and your hand has to become a natural to gather or get an object like a coin.
For sure, for sure. And you know who else is going to be using a table?
Who else?
Mr. Rick Holcomb. Oh, what's up, Rick? Oh, he's still frozen. That's okay.
He's still frozen.
He looks fantastic, though. Man,
Look
this
at that
guy is
beard.
it's
Look at that
incredible.
beard.
It's
That
incredible.
is incredible.
That beard growth will not be taught in the live lecture today, but
Oh,
uh, Rick is going to be showing some things that can be used at the table and in the hand. So that's something we're going to get to later. But let's go to debate topic number 2, which is
coins.
coin.
Now the size, right?
That's right, the size, the size. I think you were saying that you need the table for the size or something. What were you saying?
Of course, you always need the table. So what you do is you create a nice intimate environment like we are right here. You're probably watching this right now, sitting on your phone. You're probably sitting down watching this, maybe at a table, right? So we're all family, we're a comfortable environment. And now when I present a coin right here, well, it's nice and big. And so everybody can see it because they're drawn into the magic. We got a focus spot where you can see the coins and they look big. Versus what are you doing, Caleb? You're standing up again?
I mean, I'm standing right now. This is like just a fake background. No, just
Oh,
kidding. This is gotcha. But this the coin in the hand would work. I mean, if I'm standing and I can like really like Jeff McBride, like put all
yeah.
my, focus and attention on it, right? I mean
Yeah.
that
But if you're way back there standing up, I mean, how could we ever see that coin? It's
why
so
am I gonna be Oh, you're talking stage work. Okay, stage work.
Oh, no, I don't know. Okay, so standing up, you could bring the coin closer to the people and get the same effect, huh? Oh, look at
Yeah.
that. Your coin got massive.
It's almost like a fishing analogy.
Oh, you gotta get the bait closer. That's true.
Gotta
It's
go
very
watch our
true.
other live streams if you wanna know about the bigger fish production.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, no, okay, so yeah, so I see what you're saying, coins are kinda small, the table kinda helps them have a focus point.
It does,
Um,
doesn't it? Yeah. But how
you do
can we
have to
solve that in stand up? How could we really solve that? It's not that hard to do.
Sure. Well, I
We can
think that idea of like Jeff McBride it kind of thing, I say that, but it's almost like he has all of his body focus and attention on
Mm,
things, makes little things appear
yeah.
humongous even on stage.
Yeah. A lot of our heroes are that way. Juan Tamariz be the same way. Like,
Mm,
there's all our focus is right here, right where we're going, right where the
mm.
object is of our attention.
And it's really nice to have that in the hands play as well, where you can have the reveal happen in the spectator's hands. Like, let's say you reveal that you're doing a copper silver transpo, and you reveal that the first one changed to yours, and now they open their hands, and all the attention goes to their hand. And now it's
Mm.
like a big moment when they open their hand and it's a different coin, right?
Yeah, so you could walk around or stand up. If we're talking about you just kind of we're just in an audience at a cocktail party, you could have them put their hand out in the middle for all the attention, and you could create a table basically with a
Mhm.
spectator's hand.
100%. And
Absolutely.
one of my favorite techniques, I'll say real quick on this, is from Pop Hayden. And he talks about if you hand a spectator a prop, that kind of subconsciously anchors them to that spot. And then
Uh-huh.
you step back a few steps, and all of a sudden, your performance space just got huge. So
Mhm.
it's like they feel like they have to stand there because you just handed them like a deck of cards or a coin or something like that.
Yeah, it does
And it
kinda
becomes
anchor
great.
them, particularly with I'll tell you, kids working on that, it may not anchor them, so you find something for them to stand on. With an
Yeah, kids
adult,
are a
something
little more.
yeah, put the hand on the shoulder or touch their elbow somewhere where it's a safe touch point, like on the hand, the shoulder, the back of their hand when you're doing that, you can kinda anchor people. It's almost like you can drop a ship anchor, and like you're
Mhm.
saying, you put that prop, and now they're like, "Okay, I was gonna go over there and get another drink or go talk to the other friend, but now I'm stuck here," and so obviously you want to be respectful, but
Even just using we've talked about scripting before, but there's some just powerful stuff. Even using a little scripting trick to say, "Here, hold this tight, keep your eye on that, and you keep your eye on that, and make sure I don't touch this to the very end." And
ooh, I love
now they have a different focus. They're not focusing on, "I can't move." They're focusing on, "Okay, now I need to make sure
I
he
have a
doesn't mess with
job,
this."
I have a
Yes.
responsibility, and if I mess this up, everyone's gonna look at me.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, okay, perfect. So that was the second one. We didn't really get to say anything specific, but I'll just mention him here, Mr. Rick Holcomb.
Rick
Rick
Copeland.
Holcomb. This is
There it is.
another screenshot in preparation for the live lecture. If you haven't got your tickets, it's in the description below the video. Okay,
He's
back to
just
this.
he's just giving information away. It's almost like because we are giving it at such a low price, it just you might as well pick up a ticket.
I mean, hey, it's only $15.
Only
$15
$50
for the
and
ticket.
it's recorded, it's yours forever.
Yep, 3
Yeah.
camera angles, no wait, it's all in there.
Mm.
They're
Oh, it's all
on-screen
there.
notes and things. It's great stuff.
Yeah. It's like but
Um,
you know what I like about the table? You know what I like about the table?
what do you like about the table, Jeff?
David Roth used a
Oh,
table. David Roth.
okay, okay. He also did a couple stand-up tricks, didn't he?
He sure did.
Fugitive Coins, one of my faves.
He
Uh,
did. Most of his
but
stuff caught on the original VHS tapes, the early lectures are usually sit down. Now he does have people come around him. He'll use some kind of table environment. A lot of the stuff is sit down.
yeah, no, that's
Seems
it.
like the stuff we have on our website for sale too.
No, hey, we do have David Roth material on copelandcoins.com if you want to pick that up. But yeah, you're right. There are some masters. You've mentioned some of the masters before. One of my favorites, Danny DeOrtiz, as well. More of a card magician, but
Mhm.
he uses the table a lot because he can take advantage of, like you said, the different
Yeah.
advantages of a table. But I think there are to debate that point, I think there are, other masters we could point at that don't even like Kainoa, like Kainoa Harbottle.
Uh,
I think of stand up a lot of the time.
yeah.
Curtis
I'm
Cam, I've
thinking
seen in a lot of stand up
a lot of
scenarios,
stand up, a lot of
you know.
parlor. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cam will go
So,
back either way, but yeah, I think about you mentioned the Spanish school, like Danny Ortiz, but Rubiales, Mario Lopez, a lot of the Spanish school, you'll see the coin guys, even if they're standing up performing, they'll focus their coin magic down on a table. It's interesting.
that's interesting. No, that's true. And you can use those kind of things even on stage. I've seen these guys use camera work. So they have a table on stage with camera work and it makes it play
Absolutely.
humongous, right?
Yeah,
It's done right.
absolutely. Yeah, and I think that was kind of the next point right there is that with and you can argue it if you want now, but we talked about stand up. You can't use a table on stage. Wait a second. I said I went against myself here.
But you can if it's done properly. There's some interesting information in I don't have it right on hand, but I believe it's Juan Tamariz's The Magic Rainbow. I think he talks
Uh-huh.
about it, and maybe some other areas about you want to be careful if you're using camera work not to have the projector screen so far away that the audience has to like look away and then look at you and then look away.
Mm,
So he has a way to place it really close to the table. So he has spectators around him at the table watching, and then somebody in the audience can watch the projector screen for the moments that they need to see up close.
yeah. I think there's some good concepts there for sure if you can execute them properly. Keep that screen close by because naturally, if you put a vertical surface, all I got right now is my phone here. You put this on stage and you put that coin on stage, and now you back it up 50 yards from people. What is there to be seen? There's nothing. Even if you stand that coin up, there's just nothing to be seen from on stage with stage table work. So you're going to have to use a camera. Just about in this day and age, gone are the days 100 years ago in vaudeville. People used their imagination more. Maybe eyesight was better when we didn't have so many screens. I don't know, but this day and age, if you're going to try to pull something off on stage, you're going to want to have a camera.
Well, I think another interesting thing is that idea of like using a table, but instead of using a physical table, using the floor in a specific like stand-up environment where everybody's
Hmm.
around you, and you
Yeah,
get like guys do like haunted pack on the floor. Like you could do
yeah.
like a shadow coins or a matrix or something, right?
Yeah. Sometimes that brings more interest into the trick because everybody's like, "Why is the magician down on the floor?" You can do that for sure. And
Mhm.
I will say in defense of stage routines, like Miser's Dream, audible coin magic routines that can be heard everywhere, it doesn't matter. I mean, because you're catching a lot of light and you're constantly producing coins, the audience picks up on it. And so then it becomes, I don't know, it becomes bigger than coin magic. It's
For
that's
sure.
audible, the sound. So,
That's true. We are always trying to find solutions for stuff like that. Like that's like the kingdom coin that we have, designed to reflect light
yes.
in a specific way, and that audibility factor. I mean, if you could add that, like I read in a Strong Magic, another book suggestion, Strong Magic. He talked about as long as the audience can hear you, even if they can't see a specific thing, as long as they can hear you, they can follow along with what's happening. And so that audibility kind of the coin smacking or whatever clinging kind of adds to that, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can fool more senses or get more things involved. I mean, I've talked about briefly on this live stream, but the very oop, that's my alarm going
Oh,
off from
was that a
hearing.
lot? Was that Rick Holcomb? Rick Holcomb. Oh my
Oh,
god.
there he is.
I feel like we need like a John Cena like "Brrr," like Rick Holcomb. You know what I mean? I don't
There
want
it is.
to
Look at that. Look how Rick is naturally holding that coin out, making it look nice and big. Good job,
Oh yeah.
Rick.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fantastic. Uh, but
Rick
what were you saying?
Holcomb's arm going off there. Yeah, I don't even know what I was gonna say, but that's fantastic here. So we got
Well, I think the last point we're gonna talk
last
about
point.
is do you need a close-up mat? And my thought from the perspective of in the hands magic is that there's so much coin magic you can do without a close-up mat. You don't necessarily need one, but I don't know what you would say.
I would say actually it kind of goes either way because I here's the deal. I don't like traveling with a close up mat because I always forget it. I will clean up everything and I'll start talking to the people and maybe they give me a tip or something. Like, all right, I heard me talk about that. I don't necessarily. Depends on the gig, but I don't always turn down tips because sometimes that's a way to accept gratuity, to accept a thankfulness. But if I'm chatting, I will leave the close up mat and then I got to come back to the table and it's always awkward.
Ah,
I just prefer not to travel around with them. So again, I got a tip there that I'm usually standing up when I perform, not usually at a table. Um, but even with coins, like coins to table, I'm probably have to move the close-up mat and stuff. The advantage of a close-up mat at a table is sometimes if you need silent routines, like a matrix or some kind of coins across that's happening on the tabletop surface, you're going to move things around silently. Yeah, stand up. You don't need a close-up mat. Table work. Sometimes you do to get the advantages of the table. You need to silence it somehow. But
but
go
I
ahead.
think something really interesting about that is the advantage. We're talking all around these things so that everybody can just you can get a chance to see different advantages and thought processes. But one of the advantages to a close-up mat is to use it for that special trick, like you're saying.
Yeah,
Like you do all
absolutely.
your work and then you go, actually, I got something really special. I don't normally do this. And you pull out the close-up mat and you
Ooh,
unroll
yeah.
it. And they're like, what's going on here? You know?
That's true. And again, like that Spaniard school of thought, and I'm sure it's attributed to many other people, but you create a stage, that close-up mat. And so if you are ever out and about, there's always the napkin. Usually at most any party or table, you can get a napkin, spread this out. Now you might have to anchor it down with glasses or something, which does block view, which isn't so good. But you can usually, in a pinch, you can find something soft or a piece of cardboard or something. You could create a close-up mat. But close-up mats are a mouse pad. If you're not familiar with them, they are soft and they are very specific to what they do, and they do their job well. Even the cheap ones, even a cheap close-up mat is going to silence. It's going to lay flat. They have a nice weight to them. They usually have a rubber bottom and a felt top, or some kind of polyester, some kind of plastic blend,
Yeah.
some sort of top that absorbs the sound, and a rubber basing on it so it doesn't slip on the table. If you're not familiar, again, they're kind of like a yoga mat, except for they move really smooth on top, and they make a difference.
And we don't offer them on our site right now. Maybe we
Not
should,
yet.
but
We should.
if I was gonna recommend one, do you have one of Patrick's mats?
I do. I use Pat's mats.
It's so good.
Patrick Pazecki.
Zwecki or something, yeah.
Yeah, Patrick P. Pat's mats. Always use his. I've always used his, and there's some good mats out there, and there's some ideas I want to incorporate if we ever get our own. But we've got a lot of other good stuff coming out, like Rick Holcomb lectures coming out sometime.
Oh my gosh, Rick Holcomb. Here's Rick Holcomb.
Oh, tonight. That's right. It's coming out tonight.
That's tonight. Yeah. So that's the last thing we want to talk about, is that hopefully we've given you some good thoughts on different ways to think about at the table, in the hands. But Rick Holcomb is going to be showing routines that you can use both in the hands or at the table. That's going to be the lecture tonight. There are a whole bunch of magic going into this, a whole bunch of thought, refining fundamental sleights, a whole bunch of things there. It's all going to be tonight at 6:30 p.m. Let me show here. Boom. Okay,
Boom.
so this
Look at
is
that special price.
Yeah, special price, $15 right now. It's going to go up to 25 after it starts going, after the lecture is live, like I said. So you want to get it now. But this is going to be, I wanted to show you what's included. Here's the 3 main routines, and each of these routines, like you can see this bottom routine, this has 2 routines in it in one. There's 3 effects in this first routine. So that's just jam packed with all sorts of different things that you're going to learn. And the coolest part, I think, is that it's all based on everyday carry material that is only 5 coins. He uses 5 coins for all of it.
5 coins. And so we've got the lecture package. If you want to pick that up, the actual coins, we've got a great price. This is the first all around, first live lecture, first time we've ever done a package with this kind of price with our custom made coin set. You go check out the lecture package. It's a steal. It's a deal. Deal of a steal.
Absolutely. Yep.
You can save, like, if you buy everything today, you can save, like, what is it, crazy, like $75, $85 on, I can't know. It's up there.
As soon as you click add to cart here, it'll give you the option to add the lecture package as well. And it is definitely a big savings, as opposed to trying to buy them individually. The 5 different coins plus the wallet, like it's all there for you.
Yeah, and that lecture package is sold quite a few already. And again, these are custom made coins, so when they're gone, they're gone. They're the copper silvers that we've got. If you guys know anything about them, they're very well received product. They've been turning heads, and yeah, so we got very limited quantity, just a handful left. So,
oh yeah, it's good stuff. So go check that out. The link is in the description for this video, and we will see you tonight, hopefully at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks for joining us this week, and we hope you got a lot out of it.